right, welcome back to Late Night Love. Is your girlfriend leaving over money? Your friend almost kill you with a crossbow? We tackle financial disputes, disinterest in hobbies, stay-at-home mom dreams versus dual incomes, health impacting intimacy, rewiring sex mindsets, and virginity revelations. Raw advice for stronger connections. Stay tuned for this week's Late Night Love. Yeah.
Now, are we still in your birthday segment? Ooh, we have 1 minute and we're still in the birthday show.
That does not count. But what does count is you hitting that like, subscribe, share button, sending Lovey a comment, and we'll get back to you at some point.
We promise.
She promises. See, she said it right there.
I will. I will. I'm gonna focus on this week. I have nothing else on my agenda to bother you about.
Oh.
I have a list.
There's a list, but not this week. Apparently, I'm safe for this week. All right. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this before I get myself into some trouble.
Okay. My girlfriend is leaving me because of my finances. He's poor.
Yeah.
You know, he has plans to go to college and stuff like that, but he's just working a regular 9-to-5 job, you know.
And what's she doing?
And she's just doing the same.
So then you don't want her anyway. If she's not willing to stick through you guys you're both 24. So this is what, you're poor at 24. We just are. Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough skills and you just haven't had enough time in life to build up a huge financial set of resources. It's purely that, right? Unless you're like fairly 1% of people who can get some goofy ass, high paying job. The vast majority of us are poor at 24.
Yeah.
Right. We're probably living with the help of friends and family. Friends have a good month, they help us. We have a good month, we help them. That's how people survive when they're 20s. It's been that way since the beginning of freaking time. Right?
Yes.
Pretty much. So if she's not willing to stick out your relationship through that, then you didn't want her anyway.
She's not going to be there with you when, you're 40 years old and you get sick. Come on. You got to know she's going to be there for you during the tough times.
Yeah.
And she's looking for something else.
Yes. She's chasing security, which is what a lot of young women do. And it's reasonable for them. That's how we have those, young women marrying those older men. It's because they're marrying for security. They find security attractive. And, 24-year-old barely paying bills is not as attractive. It's just the way life works. Sadly. But it's better to find out she's like that now.
Before the kids come.
Yeah, before something else happens.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sorry to hear that, my friend. But, it is what it is. In the long term, you didn't want her anyway, even though that's not going to help you through the next 2 weeks. So.
Someone is going to love you just the way you are.
Yeah. Now, in 3 months, you'll be all right because you'll realize you don't want her anyway. But
yeah.
But for the
next couple of weeks, she's not going to be good.
Yeah. Okay.
My friend, 18, almost killed me.
Okay.
He's 19.
Okay.
How do I move forward? He was screwing around with a crossbow. These are two guys. Screwing around with crossbows. And it released by accident and just narrowly missed him.
Yeah.
And
that's what you all butthurt for before. No one got hurt. I don't know. Maybe I'm just different. Maybe because we were raised, of course, we told the story earlier about my grandpa. So maybe we were just raised different or something. Got vastly different. No harm, no foul. I don't know what the problem is. You know how many times me and my friends have that close to death and Well, lucky on that one, weren't we? Yeah, let's wait. You move on.
Yay, we didn't die. Okay,
Yeah, we didn't die.
Okay, what's next?
No one got hurt. No foul. It's only metal. You don't worry about it. Of course, this is from the generation who would car surf. So just saying. So how do you move on? Look, accidents happen. People do dumb things. Hopefully the lesson's learned.
Yeah, and this is going to happen again in your life.
Yeah. So especially since you guys are 18 and 19. You know how many dumb things 18 and 19-year-olds do? Just be glad no one got hurt and you move on. God, you know how many stupid thing college kids almost kill each other over? Guys in frat houses and stuff, and you're worried about someone was loading a crossbow. Maybe you shouldn't have been standing where you were standing. If someone's working on a crossbow, you don't want to be standing in front of it.
That's like standing in front of a loaded gun. Someone's loading a weapon.
Someone's cleaning their gun. You don't stand in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't even have to be loaded. If someone's cleaning it, right? You don't stand to the side. You don't stand on this pointy sides. You stand next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just out of self-preservation.
And that pointy thing is the barrel.
Yeah. I couldn't think of it. I was couldn't think of the word. I know.
I can tell you grew up with guns, didn't you?
Hey man, I took archery in high school. We didn't have guns in school.
Grandpa had kept a gun over the front door.
So, but you guys were in rural Ohio, so.
Well, we were under constant threat of gophers.
So, Helmer Fudd out there. All right.
Grandpa was a good shot.
So how do you move forward? You just move forward, man. Come on, get over yourself. And stop standing in front of people with weapons.
Yeah. There you go.
Stand behind
Protect
them.
thyself.
Yeah. Stand behind them, not in front of them.
There you go.
So, okay.
Okay. I feel like my boyfriend doesn't care about things that interest me. How do I navigate and talk to him about this?
Okay. So here's the thing. Why are you expecting him to care about things that interest you? Do you care about things that interest him? Or do you pretend to care about things that interest him?
Well, actually, because if she's anything like me, she has a desire to have an interest. So you do the activity.
But you don't have an interest, so
there's a hint.
Right,
but we love you. And we want to spend time with you, and we want you to know we care.
Yes, but
so we show interest.
That's fine, but when it comes to a long-term relationship, you can't fake that. So you'd rather have it be honest and real. As long as he supports your interest, he doesn't have to be interested in it to support it.
There you go.
Right, take you to it, help you pay for it, whatever, however your relationship works.
That's what you do.
Yeah,
you do that very well.
I don't have to be interested in it, but I'm happy you have interests, so I'm happy to support them. Why would I not be? I don't understand. I don't expect you to be interested in all my goofy hobbies and things I do with. Why would I do that?
Now, I tried with politics for a couple years.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, politics is a rough game to stay in. So if you could have looked at it as community organizing, that would have been a different thing. But politics is a rough game. So even third-party politics is a rough game. So to stay, it eats people.
I volunteered for a couple years.
Yeah. If you're not very careful, it eats a lot of people alive.
If you run for office again, I would support you and do whatever.
We only have this show because I ran for office. So there's that.
Yeah.
So
But it's not that he isn't interested in you. He just he just doesn't have an interest in some of the activities that you do. But I'll bet he does support you.
Yeah, you guys don't have to have the same hobbies.
You do, yeah. That's a misnomer. You're 27.
You can find you can find one that you both enjoy.
Yeah.
But you don't have to share your personal. In fact, I'm going to argue that it's actually better that you have some hobbies that are not attached to your spouse.
Oh, I agree.
Something that's unique for you, something that's unique for them. So you have a world that exists without your partner.
So you can develop yourself personally.
So you continue to grow. No, you're not keeping it from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk about it, but it makes you a more interesting person long term, because now you actually have something to discuss. If you guys are always engaged in the same activities, there's functionally nothing to discuss because you were there. Why you want to talk about it? Women do, but men don't want to talk about it. I was just there. I don't need to talk about it.
You could talk about your feelings about it.
They're done with. I don't need to. What are you talking about? So now you actually, because you both have different interests that you don't participate in, you actually have things that you can talk about. So think of it that way. So yeah. And don't forget to make sure you give what you get. Are you as interested in his? Not that are you trying? That's the difference, but are you actually? Yeah. Don't expect more than you're willing to give yourself. So a little empathy, I think, on that one. Okay.
My girlfriend's dream is to be a stay-at-home wife and say I'm not doing the bare minimum. On the other hand, I would like, and she's saying I'm not doing the bare minimum. I, on the other hand, would like both of us to work.
Oh, this is what we call here is a failure to communicate your long-term goals, because these are non-compatible goals.
Yeah.
Now
you do not have the same lifestyle in mind.
Well, here's the question. Why does he, because we know why she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, right? It's pretty universal why women want to be a stay-at-home mom. They want to raise the kids. They want to raise the family. They want to be the matriarch. It gives them purpose. That's where they get their purpose.
Yeah.
Why does he want her to prefer to work? Is it purely economic?
He doesn't want to have to pull the whole load. He doesn't want to have all that responsibility on his shoulders.
You're going to have it anyway. Sorry to break it to you. Even if she does work, you're going to feel all that responsibility anyway. You're not actually, the load is the same, regardless. You're going to have to carry 10,000 pounds as a couple. And whether one of you is carrying 5,000 pounds of work and 5,000 pounds of stuff at home, well, whether one of you is carrying 25,000 pounds, 2,500 pounds of work and 2,500 pounds of home, and the other one's carrying 2,500 pounds of work and 2,500 pounds of home, or someone's carrying 5,000 pounds of work and the other person's carrying 5,000 pounds of home, it's all got to get carried. My guess is he's dealing with a little bit of trauma. He's afraid of being used and not really afraid of the stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Many young men these days are afraid of being used. They've seen it happen far too many in the past. They've seen far too many divorces that everything people get built up gets. So they're afraid. Right or wrong. I'm not going to make a judgment on that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
They're afraid of being used. And my suspicion is that's because he's 28, she's 22. So he's gone past that broke college kid stage, right? He's just now starting to build stuff.
Yeah.
He's just now becoming competent in his job. He's just now, and he's afraid. So start with his feeling. It's going to be a long conversation, so don't expect to have a conversation and come to a resolution.
It's going to be a while.
You're going to have many conversations.
If this is the one for you. Because she's not going to change.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not going to change. He can. Because generally speaking, men like to be providers. They like to take care of their family. And if you can get past his fear and help alleviate some of that, but that's going to take some time.
Yeah.
There's no magic bullet on that one, right? You're just going to have to figure out how to get him to acknowledge his fear. And once he acknowledges his fear, then men can change their mind.
Okay.
It's because, oh, I see what and that's silly, depending upon, at some point, he'll trust the relationship, whether he should or shouldn't. And, he'll trust the relationship and he'll change his mind. But right now, he doesn't. So, and it may not be her fault. It could be society. It could be past being getting burnt. It could be, lots of things. But lots of young men, he's still young, 28, still young.
Yeah.
Yeah. That fear of being used. So, I would suspect that's what that is. All right.
Okay, now I have a couple intimacy questions.
Okay.
Is my relationship doomed because of health issues affecting our sex life?
Ooh.
Well, no.
Well, your sex life is only a fraction of your relationship. Quite frankly, the rest of it should mean more than your sex life should. I mean, if you're really going to end a relationship over sex, is that really the... And I get when you're young, right? Because sex becomes very personal, especially when you're young. You're right. You got biological drive and whatnot. But as you get older, the biological need changes. It becomes less biological and more emotional and physical.
Yeah.
But you can get those in other ways. You can get the emotional satisfaction, right? Just out of a healthy relationship. So, because you can't do anything about health issues. They are what they are. So you have to deal with them.
And the times when you are both feeling at your peak, better on good days, you may have to get a little creative to work around any disabilities, any issues. You may have to get a little creative.
Yeah, I suppose you can go to a sex therapist if it's really bothering you guys at that age and find some way have someone help you figure out how to, still engage in activities without, firing off your health issues.
Yeah.
But maybe you can't. Maybe maybe nothing can be done, and it's just life is going to be like that.
Where are your real values? It sounds like you may have to sit down and do some thinking.
Yeah. What part of life is actually most important?
Having a loving, caring partner or, getting laid.
Some of these things, when you put them a little frankly, these can seem silly arguments, but humans are silly creatures.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Childishness. What is it? Childishness comes as easily to a man as to a child. It is what it is. Okay.
How do I rewire my thinking about sex with my husband? It's a chore.
Okay. The same way, this is difficult because it's the same way you got your brain wired to think it's a chore. You repeatedly told yourself that sex was a chore. Even when it wasn't, So you're just going to have to repeatedly tell yourself that it's not. Just the same way you got there. It's the only way to undo things. No, it's not a chore. I want to be reconnected. I want to be horny again. Whatever it is, your motivation is, stick to that one.
Let's see. She's 39. She's too young for menopause.
No, she's right at the end of her sexual peak, right?
Yeah.
She's coming out the end of her sexual peak. She's 40. So she's right hitting the end of her sexual peak. And probably not interested in children. So in a sense, she's feeling a little free. But 10, 12 years of marriage, you get the rut thing going, and it's hard to get out of. That's the definition of sex has become a rut. Not just sex has become a rut. Life has become a rut. The sex, trying to fit that into the overly complicated schedule, felt like a chore. So she told herself repeatedly, it feels like a chore. And now, where life isn't so complicated anymore, it's slowed down. She has time to want to insert this back into her life, but her brain is still hardwired that it's a chore just to squeeze in.
Yeah. Okay.
And so she has to reprogram her brain.
I would think to do that, I would do something practical, like, buy some new lingerie.
Yeah, no one knows her brain better than she does. She's going to have to learn how to.
Couple new toys, maybe you want to introduce, spark things up.
Yeah. So just make whatever
candles.
Just make sure whatever new pattern you are thinking you are trying to put in heads in this direction of becoming intimate with your husband again.
Now, should she tell him I'm trying to spark things up a little bit? I mean, she doesn't have to tell him sex with you is a chore. I mean, that would not be good.
I don't think you need to tell him. Because that puts more pressure on it.
Oh, okay.
Unless she's one of those people who needs the external pressure type of thing, right? Well, now I've verbalized it, so I have to make it real. But then again, it becomes back to the chore thing.
Yeah, now
you're going to create. So no, do not. Just work on it.
Okay. All right.
You don't want to create any pressure. The last thing you want to do is create more pressure on yourself over this.
So she's just supposed to surprise him with these new things.
He won't care.
Okay.
He'll be perfectly happy with it.
Okay.
You might be surprised. Right? You might have to get through shock the first time or two.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, he's been wired the same way.
Okay.
So he's been wired to not be interested in anymore. So you're going to have to deal with that barrier.
Just an urge.
Yeah.
Stress relief.
But as a rule of thumb, it's much easier to get men to break the barrier than it is for women.
Ah, okay.
Just because it'll feel awkward, right? But, men are much more willing to surrender to the awkwardness than women are. We're base, simple creatures, man. So it is what it is. All right.
Okay, last question of the night.
Okay.
She told me I was her first, and I don't know what to do. He didn't know.
Yeah.
She was a virgin. She didn't tell him.
Okay, well,
she told him after.
Doesn't mean she was. Women do lie.
But what if she's telling the truth?
Then don't worry about it. She didn't tell you. There's nothing special to do anyway.
There's really not.
So,
in
fact, it's probably better for her and for you because she didn't make it weird.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to do.
It was normal and natural flow to how things went.
Yeah, but my guess.
You didn't know, so apparently she wasn't awkward. And how did he not know? Can't you tell if it's a virgin?
Well, you can really only tell. You can tell someone is very inexperienced, but other than that, how are you supposed to tell?
I don't know. Feel, hymen.
But if you're dealing with someone who's inexperienced, you're inexperienced. You don't know.
Okay.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the question: was there evidence that she was a virgin? Now, the hymen could be broken. She could be a gymnast, and it could have broken a long time ago, right? There's all kinds of. It's not necessarily. It's not a foolproof thing.
Okay.
Athletic women break them doing athletic women things. So they just do. Gymnasts are famous for breaking their hymen.
Okay.
So, but she may not have been. She just may have been trying to preserve her own feeling of. To borrow what phrase?
I don't understand why someone would do that. What would you possibly have to gain from that?
I don't know.
Start your relationship off with a lie. That's always good.
They're not thinking about that. Clearly. She's just trying to feel not awkward or not like a loose person. Or trying to make someone think she's not a loose person. So
I believe her.
I'm not saying I necessarily don't. I'm just saying.
And by the way,
my
first time I didn't say nothing either.
I have no reason to believe one way or the other. So
I suppose it's a possibility.
I'm just saying, generically speaking, there's other signs that someone is or isn't. But of course, if you're both inexperienced, how are either one of you going to know? So
yeah.
So the real question was: the sex bad? Then it was probably your first time.
Yeah.
Sorry. How many of us are good at the first time we do anything? Why would we be good the first time we do that?
Yeah.
Some of us are lucky, and what is it? The beginner's luck type thing, but it's all it is. All right, that concludes our segment. We're getting out of here before I get myself into some trouble. Work is work, or love is work, but it's worth it. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.